Welcome back to our crochet story time. We're going to do the year 2015. We don't have much for 2013, maybe 3 blankets, so don't even know if I'm going to do 2013. But let's get into 2015 and see what I was doing back then. It was an interesting year. There was a lot of things going on. I have a huge pet peeve that comes up with this next one. When you're asking someone to design a hat for you or make a hat for you, please have someone else measure your head. Please. Just please have someone measure your head. Because when someone measures their head and they say they have a 25-inch circumference around their head, and you make a hat for them, and they come to pick it up and it doesn't fit, it actually falls on their head. You've got to, the person that's making it has to do a lot of work to fix it. So yes, this is called the bee hat. It was made February 2015. Made it from one of my friends. She is the most awesome beekeeper we have in our town. I always get my lucky local honey from her. Siggy puts it in his coffee. He loves it. I think he's out, so I probably got to order him some more soon. So we have this hat, and I was freaking out about it because even when I put it on my big fat head, which I had some issues, you can see in this video over here, that when I put it on and I took my glasses off, it pretty much went past my nose. So I was worried because this lady is skinnier than I am, and I was worried. So what I ended up doing, I had to tack it up on the places, pull it in, and on the back to make it look better. Even with that, I still had to take some white ribbons and put them in the back where she could lace it together to tighten it up when she wore it. But it was a cute project, and it was adorable. I loved it. It was really fun to do, but I also learned that lesson that measure someone's head, get them to measure, have someone measure their head, because sometimes we just don't get it right. Well, I'm kind of jumping a little bit because that was the first picture on my slide, but we also have one that was, that one was done in February. We have one that was done in January that I just looked down and saw, and it's a Dove continuous granny square blanket. I made it for my cousin. They were having a baby, but since they had a boy and a girl, they decided they weren't going to check and see what the third baby was going to be, so I waited to start it until after the baby was born, and this is what I came up with. It's a Dove Gray, and it's called Dove Camo, with a light baby blue to go around it as an accent color for the baby boy. They did name him, well, his first name is after my uncle that died in the tornado. So it was real special for me because, as I said last video, I started making baby blankets and giving them to my family members as gifts in his honor. On a sideways, or segue out a little bit, our state had colossal damage from a huge tornado last night. So far the news said 22 people died. When I got up, there was only 9 people that were dead. By 3 o'clock, there were 22 and about 150 that are listed as critical. If you get a tornado warning, please do not try to be crazy and video it and to get it on YouTube. Go for safety, because tornadoes don't play, and people miss you when you're gone. So please think of the people that lost to their families last night and give them a prayer, some good vibes, whatever you believe in. Because it's hard to lose a family member to that kind of disaster because you're not used to it and you're not ready for it. Well, I've said my public service announcement. It's a little sad. Let's go back to the happy, fun stuff because I love stuff that's fun. We also have in January a pair of cashmere gloves that a friend had me order for her, for her mother-in-law. So I didn't know if I would be able to deal with cashmere. My mother and my father seem to be very highly allergic to wool. My brother is allergic to wool. I took precautions and I made sure to take some allergy medicine while I was working with it. I seem to have no problems. They did come out cute. They were the most adorable mittens. And sometimes I wonder why people don't use mittens because you can do a lot more with mittens. So since I'm jumping around here and I'm looking through everything that I did, I see, the April photos. We're going back to tornadoes. I'm sorry. Over here is a picture of my first Grafcan that I completed. I wanted to do something for my cousin that lost his father in the tornado. He got this really cool tattoo on his arm to commemorate his father and how he was lost. So before Siggy started doing my Grafcans for me, I ordered a Grafcan grafted for me of his tattoo. As you see, there is the storm clouds and the lightning, which symbolizes the tornado that took his dad's life. Under it is the Air Force insignia emblem that his daddy and my parents all served under at the same time. So that was a big part of all of our lives. And underneath is the date that my uncle died. And as you can see on it, it says RIP 4/28/14. So that was a lot of work. I wanted to make sure that I had it done before the anniversary of the 1-year anniversary of my uncle's death. And I did. And on a bright spot, his son was born that month. And he was a preemie, and we all went to the hospital, and we took this blanket and gave this blanket to him at the hospital when we went to go visit my newly born cousin. On that visit, I also, there's not a lot of things for preemies around. It's kind of barren, I want to say. When it comes to real preemie stuff, you've got this little stuff, but preemies are tiny. They're tiny, tiny. And it's not like the preemie clothes that you can get at the store. They're so small. So what I did was, when I found out that the baby had come a little early, before we went to the hospital, I made up a couple little cute preemie hats for the baby. Made them real small, and as you can see, they're all camo. Reason they're all camo? His grandfather wore camo all the time. I don't think I've ever seen a time where I saw my uncle without camo, so I made camo. I wasn't done with his baby blanket yet, so I whipped up a cute little camo number with flame orange border to go around it, which is over here, which was really, really small because I wanted him to have a little blanket while he was in the hospital. On a sad note, a month later he died. Nobody knows why. It's one of those things. It happens with preemie babies. From that, I searched for about a year and a half for a project to do to help preemie babies. And I found a project that I can't do anymore. My hands got hurt in 2018. And in 2019, I spent about several months, about almost 4 months not being able to crochet. I didn't want to re-hurt my hands, so I had to give up working and donating octopuses for preemies. It's a wonderful situation. Look it up. It's, if you have a preemie, they say that the tentacles, that they are, what's the word I'm looking for? Siggy's probably asleep and not listening now. But they are similar to the cord. In other words, the umbilical cord. So it gives the babies peace in the NICU, and they hold it, and it brings them to peace where they're not ripping out their cords, their oxygen tubes, and the babies are real good. If your hospital works with them, that's awesome. You can probably get an octopus that way. It's crocheted. It's really fine. It's really delicate. I can't do the stitches anymore. My hands will not let me do it, or I would have made my nephew one. I'm still thinking about making him one, but I'm worried about my hands. But there is a group on Facebook, Preemies for Octopuses for Preemies, Preemies for Octopus. It's been a while since I left the group, but you can go on there and you can request these octopi because the fact that, well, some hospitals, even though these have been proven to help the babies, some are still worried about it because there haven't been long-term studies on it, even though there have been studies in other countries and everything that have shown that this does help the children. Well, as you know, there are the choking hazards and everything else like that. I will send Siggy a photo where he can show you one of the ones. You have to qualify, and there's high standards for it to make these. But I did this for a while, and it made me feel good, and it helped me a lot. It helped me heal, because there's nothing like seeing what I saw when I went to his funeral, and it just broke my heart. But I did that for a while. Well, back on to happier crochet stuff. So, I have a friend that I made the bee hat for, my beekeeper. Love her honey, best honey ever. She wanted me to make a baby blanket. It's adorable. Yes, it's honeycombs, and it's got little bees on it. And at first when I started it, she didn't know if it was going to be a boy or a girl, so we just started it. And then when we found out that it was going to be a boy, I decided to make little yellow bees and little blue bees, and to put all over the blanket, and it's cute. And then she asked me, since it was getting close to our county fair, if I would finish it and put it in the county fair. Well, that year, I did. It got third place. It's bright. It is a bright, loud blanket. It got third place, but I thought it would do better, but apparently it wasn't what they were looking for. Honestly, that year, I have a friend that also enters stuff in on crochet, and stuff that I thought she was going to get blue ribbons for, didn't get blue ribbons, and the things that her and I thought we're not going to get ribbons for, got ribbons. So we never know what we're looking for when we do that. But I made that, and then I decided to make a cute little hat to go with it, and it's right there. And yes, it's got 2 blue bees and 1 yellow bee. I thought it was cute and adorable. And again, I hate making hats because I don't know why I don't like making hats. Because I have no problem making things like the octopi and stuff like that, the repetitive go around and stuff like that. There's just something about hats that just drives me crazy. Probably could make more money by whipping out hats, but for me it feels like it takes forever. I can make a blanket. I can go on and make a blanket. The blanket's going forever. No problem. But a hat? I don't know. It gets me. Well, that's September. And then we have October. And we had someone that was in a debate group with me, and they ordered, I think, an LSU blanket. I know these are LSU colors. I don't know if there's another team out there. I don't remember exactly if it was for a pro football team that maybe have these colors. But, yeah, purple, gold, and white. LSU. Well, at least I know it's LSU because one of my dad's military station points was close to LSU. So I call it the LSU blanket. It's probably for some team that's in the pro football field that I have no idea with. I should know this because when I was growing up, my dad was all about football, making up those rosters and where he'd get a piece of paper and write the things down and watch where they were going and all that other stuff. But I didn't pay attention. I crafted with my mom. That's pretty much what I did. I worked out with him in the gym, but I crafted with my mom. The only good thing about football to me is being able to see those men and I'm going to be a big girl. I watch it to watch the guys in those tight pants and their cute little butts running across the screen. Sorry, I don't follow. I couldn't tell you. All I know is that if you get to the goal post, you get a point. That's about it. I'm going to say that yes, I do watch it. When I do, I watch the guys in their outfits. That's just. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Well, let's see where we are next. All right. Well, I missed another blanket. I'm all over the timeline this year. I sent the pictures to my husband, Sig. I sent it to him. I did not put them in order to the year. I'll do that with my next one. In July, I got invited to a birthday party for one of my cousins. I had a blanket that I had already worked on. I started it for my aunt, and she said that she wanted colors in blue, brown, and white. That's the colors of her house. She asked me for a blanket. I later found out from someone else that she has a lot of blankets. Her and my dad grew up in a time period where people had nothing. And people that have nothing can develop into a hoarder mentality. So I was told, no. She had enough blankets, that's what I was told. So I put the blanket aside. Well, I had a week to get a gift for my cousin's birthday that I was invited to. So I came up with this. I finished this blanket and I put the cutest little border around it. You can't see it because I wasn't taking pictures of the border at that time period. I put a cute chain board around it. It looked like it was a braided rope going around it. And actually my aunts daughter-in-law and her son had this blanket that was made first thinking of my aunt, and they don't know that it was originally for their mom. I've never told anybody that because I kind of felt bad because I did that. But now that my aunt has passed on, it's kind of a cute story of how it ended up still going in to her family. But I don't know what I was thinking, because in my life, you can never have too many blankets. At least that's what I tell Siggy. And he kind of agrees with me. After the first time we had an air conditioner go out in our house, and it was like 30 degrees, 20 degrees outside, and the heater was out, and we piled up under all the blankets I had, and he appreciated it then. So where are we now? It looks like we're about at the point. We're heading into the end of the photos in December. December was an interesting month because leading up to December, I got an order. I got a huge order. I still have some of that order here. A word for the wise: if you're ordering crochet products from someone, do not expect to get Walmart prices for handmade goods. Especially if the person orders the yarn from Turkey to get the colors that you wanted. Yeah, got an order for 8 shoes. 8 crocodile tear shoes. Whew. From size 7 in young girls, not toddler, young girls, not an adult shoe, but a size 7. And that was hard to find. I had to ask all my friends that had kids around that age to measure their kids' feet for me. All the way up to a size 13 in adult women's shoes. Here's a photo of what they look like in yellow and one of the cute colors that she wanted for one of the children. So you have this. Yes, the top color is a color that, actually I think this was done for another cousin though. This just to show you what it looks like, because the lady that ordered the colored yarn wanted me to order the colored yarn from Turkey, wanted hers all in the colors. So the yellow bottoms on this, the actual shoes, they actually ended up all of the color from that. So you would see that the bottom where the yellow is on this one, it would be this all the way the color from the top where the crocodile tears are, all the way from the bottom, all the way to the top, and from the bottom. So here we have a picture of 7 of the 8 crocodile shoes. Well, I kept reminding the lady that it was coming up. Remember, the yarn was ordered from Turkey. I had to order yarn from Turkey. Well, and I waived shipping fees for her. I gave her a discount because 8 pairs of shoes. Now, we're talking about you're not having to pay shipping. You're getting 8 pairs of custom-made shoes, and I only charged $200. And I told her that I wasn't sure how much it was going to cost because I didn't know how much. But I don't think $200 was hard to come up with after doing everything that I had to for shoes. That was coming down to, let's see, $200 per shoe for custom shoes. Let's go to the calculator. Let's see how much I charge this lady. 200 divided by 8 gives you a total of $25 per shoe. Remember, there's no shipping. So these are all shoes. They're all custom made. The lady thought I was going to end up charging her less. I didn't know how much I was going to charge her because I didn't know how much yarn I was going to need. But she still took the order, and I learned to give a price up front. I still have a few of the shoes left. I sold a couple to some family members over the years when I put up the pictures, and they saw them and they said they wanted them. So, and plus I sold a couple others over the years, but I still have a few of the original order, and I sold them for $25 plus shipping and got my money back from that. That's a big lesson I learned, that you don't start something without giving a base quote first. But honestly, didn't know how much yarn I was going to use. Didn't know how much was going to go into the shoe. Didn't know I was going to have to double up a lot of the pattern, which I've done in the past. I'm about to double up another project. I'll mention that one in a minute. And that's probably going to be another series we're going to start. We have one picture left from what we're showing. And after I finished all those shoes, and the lady said no, I made little bells for all the family to put on their Christmas tree. The bells, they were really cute. And here's one of them. I did at the time drink Starbucks a lot before Siggy went crazy and said, no more. We're banning it from the house. So I will say that Starbucks containers are awesome to mold a bell into the perfect shape that you want it to head to. As you can see, one of the pictures does show it on a bell, on a Starbucks thing. Yes, it might look ghetto or whatever, but it worked, and it came out exactly molded how I wanted. And then I put little colorful bells in them, and we gave them to family members for Christmas. It was adorable. I have an order from a friend that wants me to make a unicorn, a rocker unicorn. So there will be mention of it, but I don't want the person that's supposed to get it to see it before it's done. So you're going to have to wait until it's done, and the person that ordered it for them, for the receivee of the gift, until they get the gift. So I'm not going to blow that present. I do have an album on Facebook that I put all the detailed work that I do and the steps and everything, where people can see their gifts and their orders as I make them, where they can, if they want to, they can print off it with a gift. But that person, I know the giftee, so I'm going to be, I have them blocked from seeing that photo of them, but in the end, it will show up on the thing, but we will show some parts of the rocker unicorn, not all together, because, as I said, I don't want the gift to be spoiled for the person. We will show the baby blanket, because I will be having that done. I'll be working on that while working on the rocker blanket. The rocker unicorn. And hopefully you've enjoyed my story time today. Hopefully you guys have been having a good day. And I am sorry that we missed last week. We had a clog in our drain, and we were fighting a clog in the drain, so we just couldn't make. We were just spent by the end of the day, so we just didn't feel like making it. We did have our vacation, our 2-day vacation to the Science Museum, and you guys saw the pictures to that in Sunday night's video. We are using what we can, and hopefully you have enjoyed everything that we've come out with. We will have another video on Thursday. So in between then, remember, You're in this life. You're in this love. Have a wonderful day. Please like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and I will see you next time.